If I had the date creators, I would make my clowns real. Or Nords. Or all three of them. I don't think I would date them necessarily, but I would be very good friends with them, I think. Also, if you see me looking up like this, it's because I'm reading what I have written on my TV up there, and I don't feel like memorizing it. Well. The inevitable sequel to my December 2024 video is finally here. It's finally out. Had to wait an extra 4 months because it got delayed again. I knew that Valentine's Day release date was too good to be true. But it's finally here, and I've played it. Got 45 hours on record, and who knows, maybe there will be more. Yes, I know at the end of my other Date Everything video, I said that I probably wasn't gonna play it. Am I gonna get it and play it myself? Probably not. Who am I kidding? I knew I was lying to myself. I didn't want to admit that I wanted to play it. And it didn't help that they dropped a demo for it a few weeks before they released the game, and of course I played that, and I liked it. So I got the game and the DLC. And now that I have reached an ending with a proper credit scroll, I can finally make a video about Date Everything. Something that I've been wanting to do for quite some time now. I've never done a review video about anything before, so this is very new for me.
It's something I don't ever do.
And I did not expect to see Date Everything pop off as it did. A lot of people have been playing it. There are TikTok edits of characters. I may or may not have dabbled in something, maybe, who's to say. Fan fiction is most definitely being written about it. It all reminds me of the Dream Daddy craze that infiltrated Tumblr back in 2017. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about Dream Daddy to make the proper comparisons with the games, but I think it's safe to say Date Everything is in a very similar boat. And before we start the review, I wrote a note on my notes app asking 5 questions that I had before I started playing Date Everything. The first question, are there actually 100 voice actors in this game? The answer, no. There is more than that. There are 102. The second question, is there a Wall character named Wallace who is voiced by Matt Mercer? The answer, no. But there is a character who is the Wall named Wallace. And there's a separate character who is voiced by Matt Mercer. It's the D20 die named Chance. Let's just say I kind of called it in a way. The third question, and this is more of a personal question. Did you fuck Doug? Unfortunately, I did not fuck Doug in my first playthrough. I know, it's very disappointing. I did become friends with him though, so that's better than nothing. The fourth question. Is Date Everything woke? Now this was gonna be a bit where I refer to the woke content detector group page on Steam, but they haven't updated with any new games since March, so I can't answer that officially, I'm sorry. If I had a guess though, maybe, like a little bit, I don't know. And my fifth and final question, how does the game even work? And to answer that question, I'll start by explaining the story. So slot your pennies in the vending machine of love and take that busy little mink that you've been dreaming. The game begins with a job application. Oh, I didn't know I was playing a horror game. In the screen, you enter your character's name, your city, and your pronouns.
Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity!
I can handle a game where I can fuck my washing machine, but I draw the line at they-them pronouns. Your character has been hired by Valdivian to do customer service. On your first day on the job, you are greeted by the CEO, David Most, your manager, Tom, and your best friend, Sam, on the Workspace app on your computer. After you take care of a few customer complaints, David Most sends out a very disappointing announcement. He has purged several Valdivian departments to replace them with a new AI assistant called the Val 9000, including the customer service department. Wow. Laid off on the first day. I can see this happening nowadays. The recession is only drawing closer and closer. As your best friend Sam, who is surprisingly not laid off, apologizes for this very sad news, she tells you to get an app on your phone called Discord so she can still chat with you after your firing. I wonder what this app could be referencing. You take out your phone and open Discord, and you get a message from a mysterious user who calls himself Tinfoil Hat. Tinfoil Hat introduces himself as a
friendly yet anonymous hacker
and tells you that a drone will make a delivery at your front door. And lo and behold, you see it. The drone has sent you a gift-wrapped box and a broken front door window. Thanks, asshole. Fuck you. You open the box, and in it are a pair of aviator sunglasses with rose-tinted lenses and a heart on the front. You put them on, and boom! A beautiful woman stands in front of you. This is Skylar's specs, the human version of the glasses that have been sent to you, or as the game likes to call them, the Dateviators. Skylar explains that the point of the Dateviators is to make any object in your house a humanoid so you can directly acknowledge a thing's existence, or date for short. Okay, sorry to butt in here, but I think this is a good place for me to voice an opinion I have on this concept. I think the whole directly acknowledge a thing's existence is a way to make the whole game accessible to the general public. When I first heard about Date Everything, I thought it was gonna be a lot weirder, but I felt like it was actually pretty tame for what it was. Of course, with a few exceptions. There are no graphic sex scenes, there's no nudity, you're not taking your couch on a night at the town, you can't even leave your house, the game ends when you do. And people have been calling this game a gooner game, which is just so far from the truth. If you think that this is a gooner game, oh buddy, you have no idea what I would have made if I had a say in it. It would be like the game Chair Fucking Simulator.
Alright chat, we're gonna fuck a chair.
You play as this guy, you scroll through a chair dating site, and when you find a chair you like, you repeatedly hump it until you use your finishing move and the chair explodes in a frenzy of sparkles. Each chair has a different rhythm that it likes to be fucked in, and it's your job to find that rhythm that it likes to be fucked in. So it would be like that. Like I said, be glad that I didn't make Date Everything. It would be a completely different story. As you talk to different items in your house, you still get messages from Discord and Workspace. On Discord, Sam finds out about your Dateviators and laughs at you.
I know you've been watching too much anime. What do you mean?
Never seen anime.
Tinfoil Hat reveals that he was the inventor of the Dateviators and gave the prototype to you to keep them away from David Most. On Workspace, David progressively gets more and more paranoid about the missing glasses and starts the hunt to get them back. Tinfoil Hat, who you soon learn is named Franklin, was actually quite close to David Most. You could say they were directly acknowledge a thing's existence in real life. But if they were human. Franklin tells you that before David inevitably finds you, you have to destroy the Dateviators, and the way to do that is by realization, or being able to make the Dateables in your house into real-life humans with flesh and bone. Franklin tells you that the next step is to realize Skylar, but when you ask her to do so, she says she can't do it until you realize every character in the house. Did I ever mention there are 100 characters in this game? So when the game introduces you to realization, that's when it really starts kicking into gear. Your main objective is to get as many Dateables as you can to fall in love with you, so you can realize them, and then realize Skylar, so you can be free from the Valdivian curse. And the Discord and Workspace messages come back as soon as you start realizing characters, but that takes a while until you get to that point. And when they do come back, it's mostly just more David Most crashing out and coming closer to locating your house. I may be gay, but I'd rather not be flaming. Franklin spinning out lore about his relationship with David, and Sam reevaluating her relationship with Valdivian, as well as her personal relationship with you. After you realize Skylar, you can no longer use the Dateviators, so your only choice is to leave the house. Down comes a helicopter, and out walks David Most. Yes, the David Most face reveal we've all been waiting for. David asks for your Dateviators, and you basically outmog him really easily, and he fucks off. And then Sam arrives and says, "Hi!"
Oh wow! Tom, you're really moving up in the world!
And then the game ends with a montage of all the Dateables' whereabouts after they've been realized. And if you're like me, who realized like 75 characters in their first playthrough, yeah, it's a lot to go through. And that's the main story of Date Everything. Can you believe this game has lore? I sure can. Now let's talk about... which is pretty simple. You walk around your house, find an object, point to the object with your glasses on, and shoot love beams at it to get it to talk to you. Then when the Dateable is talking to you, you get dialogue options to respond to them with. Make the right choices and you'll get a good ending. Make the wrong choices, you get a bad ending. Each character has 3 endings. A love ending, a friendship ending, and a hate ending. What differentiates between a love and friendship ending for some characters could be you just telling them you want to be friends instead of lovers, while other characters can give you a friendship ending if you go on a different route with their story entirely. For example, there's a character named Tina the Triangle who is very freaking mean, by the way. There's a part in her story where she is egging you on about a diary that she put on the table, seemingly wanting you to read it. Once you see the diary, you have the option to read it, refuse to read it, or pretend to read it. In my playthrough, I chose to fake read it because I couldn't tell if she wanted me to read it or not.
I felt like I got the gist of this autism stuff.
And because of that option I took, I got a friendship ending the next time I interacted with her. It ended very abruptly, to be honest. And apparently her whole story is about wanting a love triangle. And I guess Tony the Toolbox, voiced by Roger Craig Smith, aka Sonic the Hedgehog, is also involved in it. I don't know. I can't find YouTube videos about Tina's story, so I'm going off of Reddit comments. But that goes to show you that every character plays differently. After you get a Dateable's ending, you get specs points, which are your collective stats broken down into 5 attributes: smarts, poise, empathy, charm, and sass. Each character has their own assigned attribute. And when you get their ending, they give you 5 points for whatever their attribute is. It doesn't matter what ending you get, you're always going to get 5 points. Specs points are very important for 3 things: realization, special dialogue options, and the final confrontation with David Most. When you're talking to a Dateable, you may be given a certain dialogue option that requires a certain amount of specs points from a specific category. If you have enough points to choose the option, it gives you better chances to get a love ending. If you get a love or friendship ending, you are then able to realize them. You can only do that if you have the required number of specs points to do that, and many require 100 in at least one category, so it is very time consuming. You can't realize a character if they hate you. Even if you have the specs points, it will not work. When you realize a Dateable, they will become a human, and the narrator will tell you a little where are they now. Once that's done, you cannot interact with them again. Their journey in the house is over. As for the final confrontation with David Most, it's really easy. As long as you maxed out on one of the stats, you're able to choose one dialogue option that outmogs him and kills him. It's one of the easiest final boss battles ever made. And I'm not kidding, it is a final boss battle. The achievements on Steam say so. There is a day-to-day system in Date Everything. You go through the days of the week, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. after every interaction. You can only interact with an object once per day, and you get 5 charges each day. Once you run out of charges, you have to take the glasses off and go to bed, and then the cycle can continue. Some character stories can only be progressed during certain times of the day. Like Holly the Holiday Decorations can only be spoken to during the morning. Jeremy the Chair performs her plays at 6 p.m. on certain days of the week, so you can only see her then. And Timothy Timepiece, the whiny bitchy cat clock that I don't like, tells you what time he needs to see you. It's little details like this that make the characters feel unique, and the gameplay a little more fun and engaging. You can also interact with the objects in your house if your glasses are off, like opening cabinets and turning sinks on. This is the most fun I've had in years. You must interact with objects with your glasses off, because that's how you find more characters. Some characters aren't just in plain sight, if you could believe it. I know, a game that would hide things for the players to explore the world more. I never heard of such a thing myself, to tell you what. What else is there? The rumors feature, which tells you about Dateables you haven't discovered yet. Dateables constantly interact with other characters, say their names and all that stuff. And if you haven't identified these characters yet, the Rumors app keeps that information organized. There's the Data Dex, which is like, the Pokédex. It shows you all the Dateables that you've unlocked. Every entry has their character bio, what happened during your interactions with them, the status, if you got an ending, as well as who they're voice acted by, which is a neat little touch. Okay, that's it for the gameplay and all that shit. Let's hear my actual opinion on the game. So, what did I think of Date Everything? I liked it. I liked it a lot. The most fun I had with it was during the first 10 or so hours, discovering everybody. The game's main appeal is its giant roster. You can spend hours and hours just finding new characters, and they're all super different from each other. In my first video about Date Everything, a big concern I had was how easy it is for everyone to feel so alike because of how big the roster is. Thankfully, I was proven wrong because I found myself very intrigued to find everybody. Not only to see what objects and concepts you can bring to life and talk to, but also to just see what they look like. So much care, love, and detail are put into the design of the Dateables. No Dateable looks exactly alike, which is good. The same can be said about the objects in your house. Just looking at the sprites, you can tell exactly what their personality is gonna be. I love that. With Shelly the Shelf, you can tell she's tough, strong, and probably a little arrogant. With Cam the Trash Can, you can tell he's angsty. With Von Trapp the Rat Trap, you can just tell that he's an Italian New Yorker.
Hey, how you doing?
And because of the diverse character design, there's a little something for everybody. I know that's crazy to say when I'm talking about household objects, but please just bear with me here. They hit so many demographics with this. Bears, twinks, twunks, heterosexuals, asexuals, monsters, fat men, fat women, cowboys, pirates, anime girls, furries, ghosts, French people, if you're into that. They thought of niche little groups, and that's really awesome. I think it's truly something special. Now, I'm not the most familiar with the dating simulator genre, but I'm gonna assume that the appeal of the genre is that you go on dates with the characters that they provide you. If you can believe it, Date Everything is not really like that at all. It leans more into the visual novel genre, and there's nothing wrong with that, obviously. But you don't really go on proper dates with the characters. As I said before, you can't even leave the house. The dates you do go on are in different rooms of your house, and not every character has a date written in their story. What you do most of the time is learn about the Dateable's internal conflicts. Yeah, you're more of a therapist to some of these guys instead of a romantic partner. Whether it's sorting out toxic relationships, mental health issues, anger management problems, or autism denial. Yes, I am not kidding. Many of the Dateables are flawed, and it's your job as the protagonist to help them seek out these flaws and better themselves from them. If you choose the best options, your relationship with them grows stronger and they fall in love with you. I don't think that's how dating simulators normally work, where they fall in love with you after you therapy them, but there are 100 characters, so I gotta cut them some slack with this one, I guess. There are crazy dialogue options in this game sometimes that range from really mean to just downright freaky and creepy.
I can't wait to mess every one of you objects up.
You can bully the Dateables, wreck their stuff right in front of them, be just a terrible person, and they could be just as mean right back at you. There were times where I got a hate ending and I actually felt kind of bad. Yeah, I felt bad for making the JPEGs upset. That's real immersion for you. Some characters have endings that you can get after one interaction. It makes the flow of the game smoother and not make it feel as tedious. Like Lux the Light and Jerry the Junk Drawer have very simple stories that can be finished within minutes. You get your specs points easily off them. I would say the majority of the characters take like 5 interactions to get an ending. There are a handful that have pretty long stories, like Kopi the Coffee Machine, and Phoenicia's was a really weird one, to be honest. But overall, I had a fun time with the stories. I liked getting tasks from characters. My favorite stories included when a Dateable tells you to talk to another Dateable, and so you go to them and tell them you need them to do something to continue your quest. Oh, it's just like a real video game. It's so awesome! The voice actors all did a great job. There's no surprise there. They add a lot to the experience of the game. If you're not invested in the voice acting, then you're missing out on half the game's charm, to be honest. Date Everything is very proud to have this many voice actors behind the game, and that makes sense because the dev team themselves are voice actors. You can click on the credits in the menu or your in-game phone. The credits are in the data decks. The text messages are voice acted. The narrator is voice acted. I was surprised that the only thing not voiced was your character's dialogue. And the only reason I could think of why they did that is because they want you to voice act the lines yourself. Go ahead, do it. It's fun. Not to mention the whole AI subplot. It's very obvious what they're doing here, and I think it's beautiful. Make a whole entire game filled to the brim with human voice actors to dunk on pro AI corpos who genuinely want to take their jobs away? Cinema. Every Dateable has their own theme music that matches their personality. Love it. Soundtrack in general. Love it. That's really all I gotta say about that. So while I liked Date Everything, it's definitely not for everybody. The writing and the humor are not going to be everybody's cup of tea. As much as I'd hate to describe the humor as millennial coded, it's really the best way I can describe it because it's the only way I know how to describe it. If you know what I'm talking about, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. A lot of it goes for that quirky and memey type of humor. Some characters ooze with it extremely, but the dialogue options are the main victim of it. There have been numerous occasions where I found myself seeing the options and being like, I would never say this as a dirty, rotten Gen Zer myself.
I would never say that.
And like I said, if you don't find that kind of humor amusing, this game is probably not gonna be for you. It can come across as corny, cheesy, cringe even. It didn't bother me that much because I was fully expecting the humor to be like that in the first place. I saw the direct for it, I saw the trailers, I knew it was coming, and when it did, it was quick for me to accept it and move on. There were some moments though that made me chuckle, like this one moment with Bodhi the time capsule.
Black, white, Asian, Arab, indigenous. Oh, and those people with all those letters? You know, Legibitiqua. Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, enough positivity. What are things I didn't like about Date Everything? Well, if you could believe it, the game with 100 characters to discover was a little overwhelming at first. So many characters to talk to, so little time. The data dex is also overwhelming. Like, look at all of this text. It's not very organized. Sometimes it's hard to see where the information about your interaction ends and where the character bio begins. Sometimes the game feels repetitive. There are many situations where you go up to an object and they're talking to another character about something and they leave, and you get the option to say, am I interrupting something? Pretty much every time I chose this option, the Dateable I'm talking to would say, oh no, that was just so-and-so, don't worry about it, haha. I can only hear that being said so many times until I notice that it's been happening a lot. The DLC was something. Technically, I got 2 DLC packs, the Early Bird pack and the Lavish pack. The Early Bird came with the pre-order version, and all that happens is a bird flies up to your window every morning and whistles, and you wake up at 8:59 a.m. instead of 9, like the normal game. Awesome. The Lavish DLC includes 2 new characters, an art book, the soundtrack, and wallpapers for your in-game phone. The wallpapers are cool, but when you put one on your phone and then you leave the game, it doesn't save. And you gotta click on the button to scroll through them. It's very tedious. Oh, I forgot to mention, you also get a fantastic red shirt in the DLC as well. What does the red shirt do, you ask? Oh, well, sometimes Dateable will say that you got a nice red shirt.
Montage time!
Ooh, that fantastic red shirt is looking rather nice today.
I think I've seen a description for someone wearing just such a fantastic red shirt.
And second, that is one fantastic red shirt you got on.
Fantastic red shirt.
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 Red shirt. Red shirt.
Red shirt.
That red shirt. C'est fantastique.
And that's it. The new Dateables are the main event, though. Their names are Lucinda Lavish and Mikey Transaction. Mikey Transaction is a little treasure chest that sits on your nightstand, and he is a microtransaction. Every day you interact with him, you can do 5 pulls to get various pieces of armor. He's the Gamba character, essentially. Luckily, you don't actually pay money for him to do pulls. It's all in-game currency. But if you complete your pull collections, you get more specs points, which can help you 100% it even quicker, which I don't think is actually true, to be honest. I like Mikey's character, and he does have a pretty fun story himself, but doing the pulls is slow. You gotta click over the same dialogue over and over and over again. Is that the point of the character? Probably. Does that mean I can't complain about it anyway? Hell no. We did end up being friends, and that was pretty cool. He introduced me to his kids. Lucinda Lavish, however, pisses me off. The point of her character is that she was the final Dateable added in the game, so she isn't an object herself. Instead, she shows up at random, costing you a charge for the day. If you need to talk to a Dateable at a certain time of the day and Lucinda shows up, that's it. You have to do it again the next day and hope she doesn't show up again and fuck everything up for you. And you can tell her to show up less, but during your first few interactions, you can't. When she arrives, you can go to her fantasy chamber and fill in the blank. You have the option to talk about her, which makes her very existential. There's no option to be like, leave me the fuck alone, which I would have liked. She has many different personas, all of them having a different last name that starts with L. And I won't lie, I think I majorly glitched her out. I was mean to her. And I think I was on the path of getting a hate ending with her. And one day she came out at random and she told me about this new persona that she had named Lucinda Loathsome. And she left and I thought it would end there, but it never did. I never got an ending screen with her. Instead, every time Lucinda came out, she would say the same dialogue. And no matter what options I picked, she wouldn't stop showing up with the same dialogue. You have the option to be like, hey, so you're never gonna see me again then, right? And then she'll be like, yes. And in the Datadex, it will say, she will never see you again. And yet, she still does. She keeps showing up. She is not delivering on her promise at all. I guess I was soft-locked out of getting an ending with Lucinda. It is possible to get an ending with her. I've seen it. And that's not the only time I've been soft-locked. I wasn't able to get an ending with the sassy chap because he was involved with the Dresser's story. And after I did the Dresser's story, I wanted to see if I had the points to realize sassy chap because it gave me that option. When it gives you the option to realize a character, a box appears and shows you how many specs points it takes to realize them. But every time I chose to interact with the sassy chap, the box would appear. So I wasn't able to do his story. Therefore, I wasn't able to get the specs points he gives me for the sass category, therefore making me unable to realize other datables that need maximum sass points to be realized. I just wanted to see Telly as a human, man. Is that so much to ask? It was so disheartening to see 100 points in every category except for sass because of the fucking game logo, whose name is Sassy Chap. It's like it's pointing and laughing right at my face. I wasn't even trying to 100% the game. I just wanted to get an ending for everybody, and I couldn't even have that. And remember when I was talking about Tina the Triangle story with Tony the Toolbox? Try to say that 3 times fast. Yeah, I couldn't realize either of them because of my abrupt friendship ending with Tina. I go up to Tony, I got the points to realize him. For some reason, Tina's there with him, asking if I can realize them. I say yes. Skylar appears after and says, oh, you need to talk to Tina. You're not done with Tina's story yet. And so, of course, I go to Tina. And I got the points to realize Tina. Mind you that the same thing is happening where every time I go to them, the box shows up. I'm not able to talk to them about anything else. I click on the option to realize Tina. Skylar shows up and then says, oh, there's some business that still needs to be dealt with Tina. Bitch, I am right here. What do you need? Tell me. Just tell me. These moments right here can show you how difficult it is to manage a game with 100 characters. You gotta pay a lot of attention to where their roots go, because it can break on you if you're not. It's a big snowball effect. One mishap can cause more down the road. And I've seen people have similar problems too, the Tina Tony thing especially, so it is good to see it wasn't me, but my god, was it annoying and not fun to sit through. But overall, I had fun. When I ended the game, I was smiling. I did not think I would be as invested in Date Everything as I was. And I'm so glad that this game is getting like a lot of traction. I did not expect it at all. When I made my video back in December, I just thought it was so silly and goofy. I had to talk about it because I was obsessed with it for how ridiculous it was. And it's like genuinely being played and people really enjoy the game. And like really big names have been playing it, like Vanilla Mace.
Oh dear.
Oh, shit!
When I first saw that she had played Date Everything, I was like, this is huge. A huge audience has been exposed to this game now. This is actually really awesome. So yeah, I'm glad that I liked it. I'm glad that other people are liking it and we're having fun with it. Alright, now let's tier list these characters.
But none of those girls taste like raspberries. So if you think we're just some obscene...
Don't take this too seriously, by the way. Alright, 102 character tier list. Let's do this as fast as I possibly can. Skylar's personality is cool, but she really doesn't have much of a purpose other than being the tutorial and the menus for you. She's cool though. Phoenicia, love her personality, hate her dress. Wallace, there's gotta be some points for me guessing that his name was gonna be Wallace in the first place. And also he says the word wall. That's the only thing he says. He's kind of awesome. Florence, she's okay. Celia, I don't like her as much as I do Florence. I wouldn't say she's like a C. I guess she's fine right there. Stella, Grandma. That's Grandma.
Oh, Grandma! Hey, honey!
From what I've seen, people don't really fuck with Dorian, but I fuck with Dorian. He's chill. Gwendolyn is fine. I'm not huge on her design. She's one of my least favorite designs, and she's kind of mean. Kurt and Rod, they're pretty cool. I don't really understand what their story is, though. I guess you gotta be shady, because I got a friend ending with them because I was too nice.
Got it!
They're cool, though. Shelly the Shelf, she's fun, spunky. I was a little scared that I was gonna make her really angry, but I never did, so that's cool. Abel! Ye freaking ha, brother. Jeremy, I was a little confused with her because every time I would come up to her, she would be like, I can't talk to her. And so I had to look up a guide on how to talk to her. Lux, I'm not homophobic, but D tier. Only because when I was doing the D&D campaign with Chance, they were my partner and they didn't help me at all. Not even once. Hector was one of my top 5 characters I was most excited about. Unfortunately, he did not live up to expectations. Prissy is very fun, she's very cute, and she's a plastic plant, and she just wants to be a real plant. And I support her journey through and through. Timothy Timepiece.
Don't even get me started.
Don't fucking talk to me, bro. Art is okay. I like the art that he gave me to put around the house. That's pretty much it, though. River, I love her design. Definitely one of my favorites of the designs. Her story I wasn't huge on, though. So Eddie and Volt are their own entry, which is kind of a shame because I like Eddie way more than I like Volt. I think Volt is like kind of boring and unfortunately British. That takes off some points, obviously. Koa's chill. He's a couch. He likes it when you are chill. And as someone that likes chill people, I can really appreciate that. Dolly the Dust Bunny. Southern gal who's a playboy bunny. And you think that she would be dumb, but she's actually really smart. That's her character. She's smart, but you would think she's not. Dante, who's voiced by Zuko from Avatar. It's kind of extremely on the nose, but I really, really like Dante. I accidentally almost got a hate ending. I literally had to save Scum because I picked the wrong choice. And I was like, hell no, I'm not getting a hate ending with him. Not today. Telly, one of my favorite voice acting performances of the whole entire game, and it's not even a question. Luna, aka Connie, I wasn't vibing with her that much. Keys, the piano, awesome. Gaia the Globe, Canadian. Captain Jacques, he's part of the longest story of the game, which was actually pretty fun, so that definitely knocks him up a few points. Pirates aren't really my thing, though. Parker, I have never watched Dropout. I don't really know the character actor that is Brendan Lee Mulligan, unfortunately. I like Mateo's story because you find little thread animals across the house to help him find his lost, what was it, a dog? I don't remember. One of my personal favorite stories in the entire game. Tina, you scare me. Beverly, love her design. I love the hair. It's so bougie chic. Mitchell Lynn, I do not understand him at all. I actually really don't like him. I got a hate ending, and I literally don't know why. He was, like, kind of nice to me until he was like, nah, fuck you. I hate you, actually, so. Fabrizio is Italian. Sinclair, love his design, hate everything else about him. And I especially hate his realized design, too.
No-life nerd who's never gotten pussy before in his entire life.
Freddy! Ow, Freddy! Stefan, I remember his voice actor in particular was like really quiet.
I heard you've been talking a lot around the house about air fryer.
Could you please speak up, Stefan? Just a little bit. I really like his character though. Luke Nukem, voiced by Knuckles Echidna. I almost said Knuckles Hedgehog. Luke Nukem, voiced by Knuckles Echidna. Kind of an awesome character. I genuinely thought at first that he was voiced by the Duke Nukem guy because it was like really similar, but it wasn't. It's actually Knuckles Echidna. Miranda, she's chill. She's fine. She has her own song. I accidentally skipped it though. I'm actually so sorry, Miranda. Dishy the dishwasher. Now this is what I'm talking about. This is true character performance right here. Clicking through the same 3 dialogues over and over again while you wait for him to update. Daisuke, I like him, but he's kinda boring. Not my favorite. I'm sorry. Friar whatever. I don't even remember his name. Is it Friar Lawrence? I don't know. Friar Errol. I said Friar. Who's Friar Lawrence? Friar Lawrence is a character of William. Oh, it's from Romeo and Juliet. That's right. Friar Errol. I don't even want to talk about him. I like Kopi. She was someone that I genuinely did not want to fuck up the story because I would have felt bad because she's actually just really nice. Cam the trash man. He comes out and he throws trash all over the hall of the ring. Iron Aldini is not only an ironing board, but he's also a magician who's from Canada. Amir didn't really feel like he had much going on with his character, but I really like him. I like his personality and I like his design. Jean-Loup, I don't know what the devs were doing making the toilet a French rapper. It's definitely one of the more interesting approaches they took with one of their characters. Johnny Splash. I like him because he's funny. The Elvis voice is funny, okay? Every time I hear it, like that is so funny to me. Bathsheba, I love her design. She is really just a beautiful, beautiful woman. The thing is that I got a hate ending with her and I was actually really sad about it. I was disappointed in myself. Rebel. Moving on. Barry Styles. It's very unfortunate that Barry Styles' name is Barry Styles. What's also unfortunate is that hairstyle choice. I like him though, and his voice actor is Finn Wolfhard's brother. That's pretty funny. Tyrell. I like his character too. I think he's very nice, very sweet. However, I think his story was just nothing. Unless that was just the story that I got when I was playing the game. There could be more to his story and I was just picking right options really quickly. I have no idea. I've only played the game once. So yeah, kind of wasted potential. Faria is very cool. I really like her. I love medical stuff. House Who? Dasha, I also really like. She's Russian. She's got big arms. She kind of is a freak a little bit, but in a really good way. Yeah, I'm loving every minute of it, Jerry. I feel like there's a bit of a bias with Jerry because he's voiced by Damien Haas from the one and only Smosh YouTube channel. I feel like if he wasn't voiced by him, I would hate him. But because he is, I have no choice but to put him in S. Penelope is cool. I really like her design. Her story was pretty cute because it involved a lot of characters. Some of my favorite stories are when Dateables interact with other Dateables. Mac, I feel like I owe a giant apology to. I like them. I like them a lot, actually. I didn't know that saying that I wasn't attracted to them was gonna make me hate them. I'm sorry, Mac. I didn't see you in that way. I wasn't even able to use a candy on them to restore our relationship. That just made me even more sad. It just added more salt to the wound. I'm sorry, Mac. Please, I'm sorry. Willie's design is cool because it's very Grace Jones-like, and her personality is pretty fun. She's a fun character. One of the more hidden characters because she's inside of the Workspace app. She also interviews a lot of Dateables and she's very fun. I like her a lot, actually. Lyric, this one. How do you say her name?
My name is Rongomai Whenua.
I got a really abrupt friendship ending with her, so not really much else I could say about that. Chance! He was the character that I did not expect to grow on me at all, but he really, really did. The D&D campaign was genuinely really fun and really well done, to be honest. Maggie, love her design. Her story was really fun. I like solving mysteries. Winifred, also love her design, love her personality. Her story was not that exciting, to be honest, but I feel like everything else about her makes up for it, so. Rainy, love her story, love her design. Everybody treats her like a freak. It's just because she likes to listen to music that's like all distorted and it sounds bad. Like, the fuck? Let her live. Let a queen live. Scandelabra kind of grew on me, to be honest. Like, initially he was pissing me off, and then you learn his name is John Wick, which is so funny. If he didn't grow on me a little bit, then I would put him in like D, but because of that, He gets a high C. Arma, I completely botched her story and I feel bad. Betty, she's so beautiful. She's like a freak too, capital F freak, and that makes her even better. Diana, I love her design too. The Alice in Wonderland aesthetics of her is a really awesome touch. Her story was creative, but not really my thing, to be honest. Demon, the bug character found in the dresser. A glitch character was kind of like inevitable for a game like this, and I think they executed it very, very well. It was very unfortunate though that because of their story I wasn't able to get Sassy Chap realized, but that's not their fault. Benoit, capital F freak. Benoit's job is to make you uncomfortable, and do they succeed, bro? It's like once you learn who their character is, it's like, yeah, get it. It's the sex toys, you know? Not huge on them, unfortunately. Hirohime! Yay! There's nobody here for Nekobaru. Wait, that sucks! I love you, Teddy. Read me bedtime stories every day, please. I have a teddy bear that really resembles Teddy too, which is kind of funny. We're the Hanks! They're so fun, they're dumb, they like to live dangerously, they're basically jackass. Washford, got a hate ending for him, and I don't know why. What do I have to do to impress you, Washford? Actually, don't tell me because I don't care. I'm really not into Drysdale. I mean, I like him more than Washford by a lot, but I feel like if you're gonna have a character voiced by Neil Newbon, you have to make him a lot more campy. I feel like we could do so much more with him. Harper? Am I rating this for Clarence or Dirk? I guess just Dirk. Dirk, I actually don't really care for Dirk. Clarence I like more. So, Titus, love the design. Not really into, like, any type of Amazon Wonder Woman like characters. I think that's just so boring. Hoover, I got a hate ending with him and I don't know why. Also, I think you weren't supposed to like open his bag or something, and I did that, and I'm sorry, Hoover. Luckily I did use a candy on him and we did fix our friendship, which was nice, but oh my god, I actually felt so bad. Bobby's fun because you have to find them in different areas in your house. They want to start a crime business. That's funny. What's this one's name again? Kristoff the not a tread cross trainer. I'm bored with Vikings. I like Duncan. I think he's very sweet. Kind of a himbo, which I can appreciate. Yeah, he's fine. Fantina, please don't locate my house. Stepford. Tony. I was so pissed that I couldn't realize him because of that. Whatever was going on with Tina. Oh my god, he's... Bo is very fun. Love her little adventure. I love that it's the longest story in the game. That sounds like sarcasm, it actually isn't. She's very fun. Keith, not everyone likes him. I kind of get it. His realization story is so funny though.
Keith's body was never found.
Bodie! He's literally just Bill and Ted.
Its
and
color is the
I
same as its name, just like a lemon.
Bill and Ted. Von Trapp's main purpose in life is that he wants to kill rats. Not hot at all. And that's what makes it even funnier.
Yep,
Sophia's story is one of the easiest things to get a love ending on. Just keep calling her mistress. If you don't choose those options yourself, like...
compliant, needy little wretch.
What are you doing? Monique? Okay. Lady Memoria. Her dress is very, very pretty. And her story is fun too. Going through different objects in your attic and then deciding whether you want to trash them or hang them up in your house. And they actually put them in your house afterwards. That's really fun. Holly's story is one of my absolute favorites in the game. Love her design. However, in the data decks, it says in her dislikes that she doesn't like Jerry. Now, if you have been keeping track, Jerry is in my S tier. So I unfortunately have to bring her down to an A tier because of this. I would have done an S tier otherwise. It's just gonna have to be like that. I'm sorry. Aaron got a hate ending immediately. The game didn't even introduce me to her. Didn't even give me the new Dateable screen. It just gave me a hate ending. the sassy chap. Zoe's story is also one of my favorites. She's very fun, very cool, and her story was actually kind of sad. XXX Shadow Lord 420 XXX. His design is really cool. Do not really care for skips though, so that unfortunately knocks him a few points. Doug! 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 I wonder where I'm gonna put Doug. I love you, Doug. We unfortunately didn't become lovers, but in another life, I hope and pray that we can fulfill the dream. Nightmare's design is cool, but that's really the only thing that I like about it, to be honest. I think that they talk way too slow. I just felt like I wanted to get Nightmare just to get an ending. Not for me, very unfortunately. But I really hope that the Monster Fucker community can vibe with Nightmare. Regina Rejection. You are so beautiful to me. Can't you see? Mikey Transaction. You are probably my favorite part of both DLC packs. That's not really saying that much, but I like Mikey quite a lot. I think he's very funny. His design is very silly. He introduced me to the kids. And last but not least, Lucinda Lab. We're done! Let me see it. Let's see it. Let's see. Wow. Wow. This is the worst tier list I've ever made in my life.